Hey, Team Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing great. Got a fun video today with one of the most controversial cruisers out there, the Smolensk. Hey, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below if you guys would like to support the channel and everything that we do here. Appreciate all the support. On our way to 600 subscribers, and we're almost there. I can't thank you guys enough about being with us, about talking about staying in the ship, shooting ships, and learning something, having a great time in the same time. It's all about having a good time, right? So the Smolensk, if you guys don't know what it is one of the most controversial cruisers back in the day. If you just want to understand why, just watch the video and you'll understand. It is basically something that was pretty much labeled as stupid, overpowered, just ridiculous, annoying, everything you can think of in a ship. And here's why. Look at that, 16 shells with ungodly reload. I mean, I think the reload was even worse than this. I think it kind of got nerfed a little bit, but I mean, you're launching 16 shells with superior accuracy, Russian biased. It is a kind of like a squishy ship, if you want to call it that, if you can shoot it, if you can spot it and shoot it or blind fire it, because as you can tell, it's got smoke, which is probably one of the most powerful things you can add to a spamming cruiser. And this run again is understanding why. Is if someone's spotting it and you got a Smolensk just sitting in smoke or just sitting here kind of just farming, it is redonkulous. And there goes down from the Shimikaze, groaning goes down. But again, this is pretty much more like a pillbox. I feel like it's literally just something like a post-up machine gunner kind of thing where it just sits here and just sprays and prays at anything that's coming its way, and it does it very, very well, almost too good, to the point it's very, very annoying. As you can see, the smoke in front of me, tactic here is use the enemy smoke to basically farm, and the enemy has nothing to help spot and the return fire aspect of this, and they're just pretty much getting hammered by, you know, unrelenting enemy fire from us. And the turning radius of this thing's awesome, the speed of it's awesome, the cruiser is very maneuverable, does everything well despite being squishy. 32,000 HP. You take a full I would say angled battleship, you'll see later, full up, I would say, salvo from a major battleship or even a cruiser at the right spot along with right angles. This thing will be deleted immediately. It is kind of squishy in the sense of, or not squishy, but more paperless, like if you have a full broadside Smolensk and you got some big guns that just full penetrate, the shells basically don't have enough time to arm, and it pretty much just goes through us like paper mache. So that's one other annoying thing about the Smolensk, because you can't really blap it very, very well with big battleships. Unless it's angled, and that when the angling happens, obviously, you know, mechanics and physics work where the shell travels through the whole body line of the ship and it arms and it blows up, takes out the citadel, yada yada yada. But as you can see right now, we are just doing the business here by just farming the Conde, which is that super ship that's also annoying, but I think the Smolensk is even more annoying. And here we go, we get spotted, boom, smoke up, and we go invisible again. Look at this. So everybody, you notice, is going to fire at us because everybody hates the Smolensk. Its reputation did precede itself. It is one of the, like I said, going back to the history of it, when it first came out, everybody and their mother got it. I think it was available for coal at the time, and now it's not. I don't think it's even available anymore. It's got removed because it was so annoying, so powerful, and it was the servers were just being overwhelmed with Smolenskas, and it was just pretty bad. So what we're doing right now is we're just going to hold here and just provide fire support. You notice we're the only cruiser over here. And we're holding off an entire flank. That's how powerful this thing is. And the other reason why it's kind of overpowered is the skill level on this thing is just, as a lot of, I would say, YouTubers and CCs and contributors and content creators have always said, that it requires little to no thought process. I mean, look, so I'm just sitting here, hold down left mouse button 1, and 16 shells leave the ship at an amazing speed and arc angle, and annoys the crap out of battleships like a Schlieffen, who should literally be able to, you know, bully us. Unfortunately, they're afraid and they're losing HP. The pens are good, HP pens are good. The fire starting ability thing is ungodly because you're launching 16 redonkulous amounts of shells out there. And look at that. I mean, we are 222 hits in the first 5 minutes. It's pretty crazy what it does. It has hydro, so torping this thing is kind of tough as well. So you can spot torpedoes on the distance. It stops on a dime. It's pretty good. And we're going to go show full broadside this Aegir here because I didn't realize he was pushing in, and he's going inside our concealment, about 10.0. Ooh, we got this submarine here, and let's see if we can get some nice shell damage. And boom, 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 boom. Look at that, 2,000 damage. And hopefully that fire will kill him. Unfortunately, it goes unspotted. I do not like submarines. That's my personal opinion, and they're fun to shoot at. And my depth charges do really next to nothing at that range, so pretty much the only thing I have is guns if he surfaces. I digress. That's another video for another day. It looks like we lost our destroyer. Now nobody's capping. Again, we are the only cruiser over here, and we're going to hold off this entire flank. That's how powerful this thing is, because it requires little next to none thinking. Left mouse click, button shooty, Rudy 2 shooty pooty, and getting as much damage and just striking the fear in anything that doesn't want to burn. You know. Now I will say though, and the only time this thing is lack of skill level is if a player doesn't understand the squishiness of this ship and just shows kind of like a perfect broadside or perfect angle where all the shells arm. Because literally, I would say 2 turrets from a major battleship can destroy this thing with 1 blap. That's just if you just don't angle properly, or you're not concealed right, or again, not very, like I would say 90 degrees full broadside to something that's big enough and you understand the shell arc angles and so forth. I have seen Flamu and Flambass. I think they've, I would say, what they call a dev strike this thing in blind fire. I've watched their videos. It's pretty awesome. What they do is they have they're in Montana, and the Smolensk is sitting in smoke, and they kind of just gauge where the shells are being fired from, and they kind of aim right below it, and just full salvo that thing, full send it, and then all 12 of those shells at least hit something, and just continuously dev strike the Smolensk and takes them out of business. But I don't like that. I kind of like shooting in the open. I like tempting people to fire at me. I think it's more fun because now sometimes the reload, sometimes I play a lot of destroyers with Fearless Brawler, and it allows you to. I like shooting in the open because it activates a lot of perks and so forth and whatnot, but it gets other ships to fire at you as well, revealing their position. That's why I like firing open water gunboating. It's kind of fun and challenging because I'm throttle juking left, right, just to see, like I said, see the agger's taking a shot at me, so I gotta react to that. I like that. It keeps you on your toes. It doesn't let you just be dumb and happy just sitting in smoke. You actually have to be proactive and actually understand what the enemy's doing, what the return fire is going to look like, and allow your ship to maneuver out of there. Again, we are holding off Charlie Cap. The only person we got left to cap is the Shimakaze on the right there, which we were going to support. I think that the submarine is still here somewhere. There he is, and hopefully we get a nice quick blind fire here. Hopefully this will kill it. Will this land? Oh, missed him by just a hair, and we are going to go ahead and push towards it. So I know that the submarine will have a tough time torping me and with the Shimakaze close by, so we have it 2-1 in our advantage. Again, our team is capping A and Bravo. Again, the strategy here is not about who can cap first. It's all about who can hold the caps. And I've been teaching and talking about that a lot. Also, I really want to, again, support team gameplay. I mean, this Shimakaze and I are going to work together. We're kind of an unspoken relationship here. He knows he's got a submarine. I've got his back, and we're going to basically hold here. I just counting on the ships that are left are about, what, 5 surface ships left, and I'm looking at the minimap. 5 surface ships are spotted on the northern side, nowhere near Charlie, so I know the submarine is the only person here, and he's getting depth charged by the Shimakaze. Colbert goes down, another squishy ship that is taking out my big battleships like that. So again, it's all about angling and hiding and maneuvering and just juking shells the best you can. A couple other things I like about the Smolensk. What I don't like about it is the hatred of it, and it's just too much. There's not really much strategy in the Smolensk. It's really just park it, shoot it, smoke it, go. The other things I like about the Smolensk really are the 16 guns. The turrets move ungodly fast. It's kind of like another Russian Colbert style kind of cruiser. Very light cruiser. It's fast. It's maneuverable. I like that. It caps. What I'm doing here is going to cap, just to help capping out. The concealment used to be, I think, better than this, than 10. It used to be even like closer, which I think a lot of people complain about, but I liked about. And it's really just the rapid firing guns. That's the only thing I really got going for it. I just like the fact they can launch 16 shells pretty quickly. And the Agger right here is showing a little bit full broadside. Now, this would be a very terrifying situation because the Agger would be able to kill me really, really well with his big guns. Firing AP right here, the AP does pretty well too. Again, here's the annoying part. You know, if you see a Smolensk and all of a sudden they smoke up, ooh, here we go, submarine, full salvo, and boom, RIP back to 40. Finally, we got a submarine. Again, that's another satisfying thing, blow up a submarine. I don't want it in the game. It's very difficult. I've been blapped by them It's not enjoyable. But look at this. The shells are just ridiculous. Setting 2 fires already right there. And we have torps. So if someone is rushing us, you got 5 torps going out. And like I said, this thing is pretty deadly. Unless you got radar or something to spot this thing. Again, my spotting smoke range is not very good. As you can see, I'm firing the smoke, but he can spot me because the range for smoke fire is about, I think, 8 or 7. We go undetected again, and bang, look at that. See, we are a very, very paper-thin ship. They're firing shells at us full broadside, and they're just going right through us. So that was another annoying thing about the Smolensk, is just overpenning the crap out of this thing. But aggro goes down from the Shimakaze torps. Thank you for that. And now that is the game right there, I believe. 131,000 damage for just what little contribution we did, except for just kind of start fires and provide a deterrent. Again, like a little mini pillbox that moves around and provides gunfire. Again, we're thanking each other. Shimakaze supporting gameplay right there, ladies and gentlemen. I can't applaud that enough. And right now, we're just pretty much going to go ahead and attack battleships that are the only ones left. Moskva's too far off. Shimakaze is spotting us somewhere in here. Unfortunately, he is spotting us really, really well. There he is. So we're going to see if we can destroy this thing. Now, in a normal day, 16 guns would really melt this Shimakaze. But he smokes up just in perfect time. But look at that, 16 shells. Good gosh. I mean, what destroyer would not survive this? Now, here's the problem is, my mistake is I think I could have taken him in the smoke. I was just blind firing, and my mistake is I did not realize a Slava is in my gun range, and I popped out of the smoke. At this point, I'm committed because there's nothing I can do. My smoke is on cooldown. And again, this is my mistake, and this is something to learn from, is knowing the minimap and where the other battleships are, the bad guys are. And here's that full broadside I was telling you about, that if I'm angled, boom, I take up the full penetration of those shells, because it travels along the entire ship line and just has time to arm. So that is another lesson to learn, my mistake there. If I was full broadside, those shells probably just would have overpinned and went right through me, and I would have survived even better. And I should have gone off detection by not firing. But unfortunately, you know what? I'm like, you know what? We're winning, kind of. And I'm already committed. Why not just keep shooting and starting with as much fires like that right there? Shell goes right through me right there. Perfect. And again, shell goes right through me. Perfect. Again, it's all about the right angles and the right looks. And here we go. Kuznets activates. We get another overpowered perk for this ship. See, I'm going to take the full brunt of that shell right there, because I'm just looking right at it, and the shell just needs to travel right through my nose. It'll overpin. Any ship will overpin us, and that is the negative downside of the Smolensk. But that's what the game is. We actually ultimately win it. We had a blast doing it. Hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think below. Like, subscribe, bell button below if you like to support what we're doing here. And until next time, you guys stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.